Welcome your hosts, Caddy Frank and Sarah Kemp, as they lead discussions about substance use disorder and the journey to recovery. You're listening to Redefining Recovery, a recovery revolution.
Well, hello, everybody. This is Sarah Kemp. I'm the co-host of Redefining Recovery, a recovery revolution. Caddy is out this week. She is doing a Recovery Coach Academy, so it is my turn to do a show this week. So this week I have...
Leila, Hussein.
Alex Merrit.
From Twin Cities Rise. And so today's show is going to be about their organization, what they do for the community, and what they also do for the recovery community. But first, I want to do our special thanks to our generous funders, including the Patrick and Amy Butler Foundation, Otto Bremer Trust, the Sauer Family Foundation, the Hardenberg Foundation, alongside our many other funding sources, such as individual donations, family donations, anything that you can do to help make this podcast possible. We'd also like to thank our volunteers who come in, donate their time for us. We couldn't do what we do without you guys. And then also we are asking if you can support Minnesota Recovery Connection by doing a one-time donation, a monthly donation, annual donation. Any amount helps. And or if you want to donate your time, feel free to volunteer with us as well. So there's that. So Leila, we always start the show with what's right with you today. So what's right with you today?
Well, I just actually this week came back from spending a weekend in Oregon with my best friends.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, and we get to see each other every fall, which is a blessing. So we, just went out there and got to spend time together, and my cup is really full from that. And one of my best friends has a new baby, so it was really sweet to meet her baby and spend quality time together.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, what's right with you, Alex?
A number of things. And for me, it's pretty usually simple. It's like as long as my heart is beating, everything is right in the world,
Love
honestly, because everything else is a problem that can be solved. In addition to my heart beating, also the opportunity to get prepared for some fall deal. So enjoying the leaves, honestly. So for me, that has become my joy, is driving through really cool neighborhoods and just watching the leaves turn colors and fall. And so it just feels really cozy and comforting.
It does, and all the
joy.
food that comes with fall.
Yes, it is.
I love
definitely good. And Sarah, how about you? What's right with you?
Last week I got to go to Las Vegas for the first time with my boyfriend and his work. They let me tag along on a trip, so that was fun, getting to experience something new, and just going on our first real trip together and seeing how we travel together, because that's always a thing.
How'd you travel together?
Yeah, I was like, how'd that work out?
Pretty good, except we're not used to sharing a small space like a hotel room, so that was a little much. I was ready to have my own space back again at the end of that. But it was good. So today we're going to learn all about what Twin Cities Rise is, what you guys do, how you came to be. So, Alex, I don't know if you want to start with how Twin Cities Rise came to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Twin Cities Rise started in 93. Actually, it was the brainchild of Steve Rothschild, former General Mills executive. After left General Mills, was really passionate about ending generational poverty and looking at solutions to do that through meaningful employment was Steve's vision for that. And so started Twin Cities Rise. Again, and today we are on a mission to transform the lives of those impacted by racial or socioeconomic barriers through personal empowerment, career training, and meaningful employment. That still continues to be our mission and our method, or approach, if you will, that Steve started in 93.
Wow, I didn't realize you guys have been around for that long.
Over 30 years.
Over 30 years.
Yes.
It has been a while.
Do you want to add anything?
Yeah, I would just say I've been in the nonprofit space for about 10 years now, and I think what makes Twin Cities Rise unique and distinct is that focus on long-term, stable, meaningful employment. There's lots of resources out there for job seekers who are looking for that immediate job placement or job search assistance. But what Twin Cities Rise does differently is that investment in the skills and the tools and the resources that actually empower the job seeker to be in charge of their own journey and actually achieve stable, long-term employment, not just a job.
So then how do you empower individuals when it comes to job seeking, that whole, because that's a job within itself, right, is to try to find a job.
So true.
So how do you empower people
We say all the time that, again, that the person they are empowered. We make sure they have tools, skills, and resources. So everything from our program that we set up and the structure of what we teach and how we offer that is supportive in people becoming empowered. Also, you get a coach that sticks with you through the journey to support the development of risers, which what we call people who go through our program. So they're coaching as well as employer partners. So employers are a fundamental element of Twin Cities Rise as well. So ensure that we're preparing people for actual employment needs informed by employers. And so those are usually the three major elements: having employer connections, making sure that they have connections to a coach, and then in our program that has personal empowerment training, so emotional intelligence as an intentional element along with the 21st century job skills training.
And Minnesota Recovery Connection, side note everybody, is a great partner with Twin Cities Rise.
Indeed.
We have a great partnership with their internship program. We actually do have an intern starting on Monday from your program.
You got a riser starting on Monday. Lucky
exciting.
you.
So we have a great partnership, and I thought it was important for you guys to come on the show and just inform the community what you guys do.
Yeah.
Because I think, and I've came from your program as well back in 2019, 2020. So I know the importance of what you guys do. So I thought it was important for everyone else to know.
We'll have some questions for you.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Indeed. And thank you so much for being, again, a riser that's continuing to rise to your full potential. We love the opportunity.
I mean, I found Minnesota Recovery Connection from you guys.
Wow.
So, because when I went through the program, I did an internship with Minnesota Recovery Connection. And so that's how I found them, was through you guys. And then...
full circle.
I know. And so I did my internship with them. They didn't have a job, and I was mad. Because I really liked, because I really liked what they did. And so I did my own thing for a while, and then now I'm back and been there for 3-4 years now.
That's outstanding. Wow. That is outstanding. And those are the stories that risers tell, again, all the time, right? Where it's like, here's the path and the plan. And some of it is a direct line from intern to employment. And then like in your case, it's like it's a direct line for skill development so that when the time comes, you are still ready to take meaningful employment there. It's good for you.
Yeah. So I feel like it's what you guys do and the programs you all offer is very important. Not only for like the community itself, but especially for the recovery community too, because I always tie everything back to the recovery community on this show. But what you at least done for me, like when I was in my early recovery, I did treatment and I did your program at the same time, which, you know, in hindsight was a lot, but it was good for me to be that busy. It was good for me. But just doing the treatment and your program at the same time helped me be ready and want to be ready to take that next thing.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you asked us about empowerment. How did empowerment play a role in your journey coming through Twin Cities Rise and into Minnesota Recovery Connection?
I think just my self-confidence grew a whole lot, and knowing that I can, knowing that I can do it. And also being around other people that were going through similar things that I was made a huge difference.
In your cohort?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it reminded me that I'm not alone.
Yeah.
In doing this and figuring this all out again.
It was less isolating.
Yeah.
And you always say the opposite of
addiction is connection.
Connection.
Yes. And that's so powerful. And I love that you say that, because that's one of the things that, like I said, the risers and cohorts speak all the time about, is this ability to realize that it's not just you.
It's not. And especially for those coming out of substance use disorder, having that isolation and then finding that community again, whether that is a recovery community or going through your program and finding their people that way, it's a huge thing.
We can't do it alone.
Right. We all need people. We all have to find our people. That is true.
No matter where you can find them.
No matter where you find them, no matter where you've been, we all need connection to go forward in this world. That's really good.
I love that you said the just belief that you can, because that changes everything. And
it really does.
Limiting beliefs we all struggle with that aspect of limiting beliefs. And sometimes there is no, like, we're on autopilot in our lives and not aware that we have those limiting beliefs. And I think that's where, for a lot of us, the self-awareness piece can become so powerful and transformational.
Yes.
Because it's just an awareness of what are my thoughts? What's going on in my inner world, and how what kind of thoughts and feelings are coming up for me, and how's that affecting my outcomes?
How they are subconscious too, and you don't even know you have them until you hear them.
Right.
Yes.
So we're going to take a quick break at Redefining Recovery, a recovery revolution, and when we come back, we'll continue our conversation. Thanks for listening.
This guitar needs
Welcome back to
strings.
Redefining Recovery, a recovery revolution. I'm Sarah. I'm your co-host for today, and we are going to continue our conversation with Leila and Alex from Twin Cities Rise. So, Alex, what do you do at Twin Cities Rise?
I am the Vice President of Program Operations at Twin Cities Rise.
That sounds important.
Very much so. I really just work for Leila. That's really what this goes down to. No, really, I get a chance to oversee the programmatic element of the team from outreach, coaching, education, and employer services. So all of the program areas and the team that supports making sure people get tools and skills they need to become empowered and employed.
Wow, that's awesome. That sounds like a big job.
It is a really big job. It's really fun. It's a different. I've been in the role for about 4 years. Prior to this, I came out of the General Mills supply chain where I spent 18 years. I'm an engineer by background. That's my degree. And
pretty pants over here.
Indeed. And so take those same skills to now apply to helping the team get what they need to make sure that the risers can become empowered and employed. And so it's a joy. It's a joy like none other. Actually,
that's awesome. That makes a difference when you love what you do. It truly does.
Indeed. Yeah,
it shines through you.
Yeah.
So, Leila, what do you do?
Yeah, so I'm a community outreach coordinator at Twin Cities Rise, and I've been in this role for almost 3 years. So I get the opportunity to be the front face of the program and first stop for individuals who are looking to transform their lives through meaningful employment. So all folks who apply for our program get to speak with our outreach team and kind of go through an intake and determine if it's the right fit for them. I also have the opportunity of going out into the community and doing a lot of tabling events and such. So that's why I get to partner with Sarah, which is really cool. And, just kind of managing our partnerships. So, working with other organizations that want to refer to us and create that pipeline and opportunity for their job seekers.
Yeah, I have the same job, just at different organizations.
We do, yeah.
What's
your title again?
Well, I'm now the Director of Community Relations.
Oh, yes.
But I help build partnerships. I oversee our volunteer program.
Oh, wow.
Our referrals.
When you're talking about community engagement and outreach, the work never ends.
No, it doesn't. But it's so much fun. I couldn't imagine doing anything else, though.
Yes.
Oh, that's outstanding.
Yeah, I can't just sit at a desk all day.
You like the people. You're
I like
on the ground.
I'm a people person. I'm not like a background.
Spreadsheets.
No, that is not me at all. We got other people for that. So you guys talk about the program. So what programs do you offer for individuals?
We currently have several pathways that individuals can get to, and like I said, Leila will be able to go through these in depth as well. We have My Road to Success, which is our broadest and easiest, if you will, to get in from a qualification standpoint program. All of our programs are 8 weeks, and so let me preface it with that. So 8 weeks, Monday through Thursday, 2.5 hour sessions where you go through 21st century training and the empowerment or emotional intelligence training as well. So My Road to Success is a broad. I call it like the general studies of workforce. And so if you don't know exactly what you want to do or be, you go through that one. Our customer support programming, again, for people that want to get into call centers or customer service work or things of that sort, it's that cohort. Facilities and maintenance is the other one, again, for those who like hands-on work, wanting to be inside a facility. So we help train and prep people for, being able to take the boiler's license, for example, learn blueprint reading basics and things of that sort. And our fourth one, again, which is not currently operational at this point, but diesel technician, we've also have cohorts around that.
And that one is just in Ramsey County, right?
That one was just in Ramsey County, and so we've finished all our cohorts for that, but it may come back in the future.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's not. You're not doing that one right
now. Not currently.
Not right now.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and I will just add, so Alex did a great job with the 3 different pathways we offer. And then when someone enrolls in our program, like she said before, they get a career coach. And that can be a game changer for folks because the job market is really challenging right now. And what we're seeing is that when you're it can be easy to spin your wheels looking for a job, applying for hundreds of jobs and not getting any hits. And so when you're working with a coach to get really specific about your goals and your job strategy, it can really change the game so that you're being intentional in your job search. So the coaching is a big element. And then the 8-week career development training program helps you earn those certificates and really develop yourself professionally and personally. On the back end, then we're also what we call the career club. So when folks finish the 8 weeks of training, they get access to the career club where they're working with an employment specialist. And that employment specialist is another type of coach that really just supports with the job search. So sending leads to jobs that you might be interested in, connecting you with employers that you might not have thought of. And especially when it comes to folks who have been out of the workforce for a while, really focusing on their recovery, or they've been incarcerated or have a criminal background and they're justice impacted, that is super important because sometimes it's just who you know and those connections. And so Twin Cities Rise has those relationships with the employers that we can help leverage when folks are re-entering the workforce.
And especially with the work that we do, we work a lot with the justice-involved population and, trying to help them find jobs with their background sometimes can be difficult.
Yeah.
And one of the things, and Twin Cities Rise is definitely a leader in this fair chance hiring advocacy, if you will. So we are co-authors of the Fair Chance Hiring Guide here in the state of Minnesota.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that. That's cool.
And we consistently make sure that we are advocating for employers to consider fair chance practices, fair chance hiring, and showing them how to do that in a way that supports people who have had a variety of criminal background engagements that allow them to still get to employment.
So, question from just because I'm always thinking about work. So, if someone wants to apply for your programs, is there is there a limit to a justice-involved background?
Good question. Yeah, so we welcome justice-impacted job seekers, and I think the last stat that I saw, about 70% of our graduates of our program have a background, that was a hurdle for them. And so that's something we're really used to navigating. I will say there are only 2 convictions that would affect eligibility for our program, which would be SOs, sexual offenses, and arson. And so when we see that come up in the intake process, we make sure to have that conversation and then refer to a more meaningful resource that can better support those folks.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, any other background is more than welcome, especially in our My Road to Success program, because Alex said that's really like a customize your own career pathway. So we're working really one-on-one with the individual to determine like what job opportunities they have based on their background.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. So I know you said you had questions for me.
Yes.
Do you have any?
I really do.
Okay.
Well, I just want to, I'm not sure if you've ever talked about it on this podcast, but
Probably not.
Okay.
Probably not. I don't think I have.
Let's just talk about like your journey coming through Twin Cities Rise, and then like you said you started as an intern and now you're managing interns here.
Yes.
So full circle.
It is a full circle.
Just give us an overview of what your experience was at Twin Cities Rise and how you actually got started here.
So my parents knew about your organization. I forget how they knew about it, but they really wanted me to go through it once I found my recovery, because I had been out of work for like 5 years. And even though I knew what I was doing because I had a career before, but it's that relearning it.
Totally.
And having that confidence again that I can do it without burning out, and then,
Yep.
So I went through your program at the same time that I was doing outpatient because I needed to be busy. I didn't like the downtime thing. I liked having a full day, and that's also what I was used to. So, I went through your program. I worked with my job coach. Don't remember her name now, but she was really helpful. She pulled up my background to see what would pop up just so I knew. And
knowledge is power.
It is power.
Indeed.
It is power. And for some reason, a DUI was made in my head much bigger than it an actual reality that it is.
Once you started talking about it with her and what the,
and also when it comes to looking for jobs, DUIs are not as a big deal anymore as other
Unless
charges
you're in transportation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, and so I knew I wanted to help people. Like I always knew that's what it was going to be. And so then I started working with Tainea because I still work with her for our interns. And we found Minnesota Recovery Connection. And so I did that for 8 weeks.
As an intern?
Yep.
As an intern with them. And then I had to go off and
you were getting paid.
I was getting paid.
Yeah,
I did get a little
internships are
stipend.
paid. Yes.
I forget how much it was, but yes, I did get a stipend. And I think I got gift cards too.
Probably.
Yes.
Supportive services is what we like to call them. Yes.
Yes. So the stipend helped. And it also helped me know that I can make money and not spend it on drugs. Honestly.
It built a new foundation for you.
It did. Knowing that I can save money and it's not going to go towards things that it shouldn't.
That's confidence building.
Yes, 100%. So yeah, I got to Minnesota Recovery Connection. I loved what I did, and I found where I was supposed to be. Like being in an environment where everybody is in recovery themselves. You don't have to feel weird talking about it, because at the typical jobs, in my case, I feel like you can't talk about it.
The stigma?
The stigma with it, especially for me, because I'm in recovery from meth. And so you can't, at least to me, you can't tell people that.
Right.
Because of the stigma that goes along with meth.
Right.
You know, I feel like you can talk about alcoholism way easier.
True, I can see that.
Yeah. At least to me. That's how it seems to me. So I was kind of bummed they didn't have a job when I was done with my internship.
Because you're like, this is my place.
This is my place. But then I went off and I worked in senior care for a while, and then they had the community engagement coordinator position open, and I got that, and now somehow I'm the director of community relations.
I
so
love that.
Here we are. It's a full circle moment, and I get to do this radio show with Caddy. I get to now. I still work with Tainea from Twin Cities Rise for interns. We've had the best interns coming from your
What makes them the best?
Because they know what they're doing, right? I mean, like I still have to teach them things, like the way we do things, but they have the skills of the technology, doing the emails, getting comfortable with technology just in general is a huge thing. I still have to do like some office etiquette stuff, but that's completely normal. But they just have more confidence in themselves.
That emotional intelligence goes a long way.
It really does.
Yeah.
I feel like I've heard you say this, Alex, before, but there's I've heard some folks at Twin Cities Rise say, we know that the employers can teach the hard skills, the technical skills on the job of, systems that you need to learn and whatnot.
The boring stuff.
But those emotional intelligence skills of how you're showing up on the job, how well connected the relationship ultimately you have with yourself, and then with others, how you're effectively able to manage conflict in a workplace, or it's inevitable you're going to have conflict. So how are you managing that effectively? That's the part that employers can't teach.
No.
And they don't teach. And that is the piece. That's exactly right. And so we prepare people, as you just mentioned, because, again, the technical aspects of the job has to teach those.
Yep. But, and I think, too, the emotional intelligence part also helps you become in tune with yourself.
Yes.
And so,
self-aware.
And so, when you're having a bad day and you might need to call in for a mental health day, or if, you just know that about yourself, opposed to, I don't know if
blowing up and figuring it out in the moment.
Yeah. So
responding instead of reacting.
Yes. Yeah. That's huge.
That's lovely. So when you if you were talking to a potential riser, so somebody who's thinking about they're in recovery, they're an outpatient, like you were at one point, what would you tell them about why they should consider Twin Cities Rise?
I would say consider it because it helps you figure out what you want to do, whether it is a career or it's just you're trying to figure out what that next step is in my case, in recovery. And they don't judge you. Like nobody care. People cared, but they didn't
deeply about you.
But they didn't care about like what got me there.
Not at all.
There's no judgment of like you didn't work for 5 years because you were in your active use. Like shame on you, right?
We're forward looking.
Yeah. So it was all about what can you do now?
Yeah. What now? Yeah.
Yeah. So that was nice
Love
because you never know. You never know when you tell someone that you're in recovery from substance use disorder what someone's reaction is going to be. So when you can come into a place that doesn't judge you, that doesn't see that as a negative,
Right.
that's huge.
You felt like it was a safe place for you to land.
Yeah. And I think too, just like the community, the community that you guys had when I was there, I'm sure it's still the same. But the community that you had there and the other facilitators of the groups that I was in, like they cared too, you know, and they didn't have to, right? Yeah. You know, they do it because they want to make a difference in somebody's life.
And if they work at Twin Cities Rise, they do have to. No.
They should.
Part of their job description.
So it's part of the job description that you hear about the people that we serve.
But, you know, I mean, it's just, you can see that it's authentic.
Yeah.
And not just they're doing it because they got into a job somehow. You know what I mean? Like, you can tell that they care.
I always love to hear that from people who are risers or, you know, looking at Twin Cities Rise sometimes from the outside, because I work at Twin Cities Rise, so I'm always like, am I biased? But there are we have the best team
literally
on planet Earth, not in the Twin Cities, on planet Earth. Wow. We really do. We have
I would agree with that.
Everybody on our team is so invested in each riser's success, and their heart is in the work. And we're able to, set boundaries with folks and help, you know, ultimately we say, like, you're the driver of your own journey. You're driving the car. And
that's how we see peer recovery services.
Yes.
I mean, we do the same model with our participants, is that it's your recovery, your journey, your goals. We're just there along to help you when you need it or give resources when you need it and just support you along the journey.
Yeah, we say we're the GPS.
Yeah.
This is your vehicle, and you are the driver of it. And it is our goal to help, again, point you to the direction of how to get to empowered and employed.
Yeah.
And that's what our team will do.
Yeah, that's so, I see. And this is why I love your guys' organization, because it's very similar to how we see our participants, is that we want them to guide it, because if they don't, they won't do it.
Correct.
Has to come from
absolutely correct. It has to be led in, like I said, but again, you got a whole team of people running alongside of you to help you get to wherever it is that you're trying to get to.
And so
cheering you on.
I just had a random question.
Sure.
So if somebody signs up for, let's say, My Road for Success, and they decide they want to do like the customer service one instead, can they switch? Or do they have to finish one program and then do...
Good question. A lot of folks ask about, like, can I do multiple programs? No, the answer is no, because it's basically 3 different pathways to choose from. And if you did multiple programs, it would be super repetitive, because we've got the personal empowerment, 21st century. So it's really designed to choose one of these 8-week programs, one of 3, and then complete the program and then immediately enter into that job search and achieve full-time employment. But yeah, during the intake process and during the info session is a 30-minute Zoom call with us, which is really empowering because it can help you understand, like, more details about our program, because we're giving the high-level overview today. But in the info session, you'll get all the details, how our program works, and you can feel equipped with the knowledge of knowing, is this the right fit for me? And then you can kind of decide which training program you want to enroll in. And we can have those conversations on depending on what their career interests and where they want to land.
Oh, sure. Mm-hmm. And then are you guys back in person now, I'm assuming? All your stuff is in person?
So believe it or not, hybrid is still the model that we have. So one of the things we learned from the pandemic, actually, and when everybody was forced to go online, is that there is actually a lot of value in being able to offer programming in a digital way as well. So there's online, the majority of it is online, but there's in-person elements where people get a chance to connect to it. So the hybrid model will be our model for the foreseeable future.
Okay.
Which is, from our feedback, we've gotten a lot of good feedback about that, because, you know, as you know, like the personal empowerment piece, like it's all about connection with your cohort. So having in-person sessions is super helpful. But then, the flexibility of, like, being able to join a class from home is huge for people. So
we found that too with our Recovery Coach Academy when we train people to be certified peer recovery specialists, that doing a virtual class is because you can reach more people
absolutely
that way. And have you found that you're able to have a greater reach through the state of Minnesota?
We have. So we this past year, like on Leila's team again, so we had record numbers of people that we served this past year.
That's awesome.
Because of, I think, the model and what we're doing. And besides that, the program is amazing. But we definitely know that the ability to reach is significantly greater. And because of the hurdles that people have. Transportation is a hurdle for many people.
Yes.
So having to come into our building in North Minneapolis 4 days a week is a little bit of a challenge for some people. But being able to hop online is a lot more accessible for people. And so that was one of the things that we thought long and hard, because again, there was a lot of push initially to just go back to the way it was. And so the challenge for me in this seat was, again, making the case for why staying hybrid was the better option for our organization.
Well, and I'm sure you can have bigger numbers now because you have that opportunity to be online.
Yeah, and we can reach those job seekers who are also people who have not yet figured out childcare because they're unemployed or underemployed and they have a young baby at home or something and they need to join virtually. So that's transportation and childcare are significant hurdles in this economy and in this current context. And until you get employed and you've got that paycheck and you've got a little bit of stability, it reaches more people for sure.
And remind me, are you strictly Twin Cities, like Twin Cities? Or
7-county metro.
Okay.
Yep, 7-county metro. You'll have to live in one of the 7 counties.
Okay. I just couldn't remember that one. Okay.
Yep. Good question.
Yeah, very good question.
They just popped
one other
randomly.
One other thing about eligibility, which I've talked to Sarah a little bit about, but for those of you, if you are listening and you're in recovery currently and you're in an outpatient program, we'll have a discussion up front about like your timeline for treatment, because if you're freshly in recovery and you just started a treatment program, we want to make sure that you have the time and the space to focus on that treatment program and your commitment for IOP. And so Twin Cities Rise is really designed to be that next step after treatment so that you can really focus on the training program and then your full-time job search. So we have kind of new policies around that, but we'll talk to you one-on-one when you apply about your specific situation and when the timeline would work out to enroll at Twin Cities Rise.
And I think that's actually a really good policy that you guys created, because in my experience and what I've seen at Minnesota Recovery Connection, people get in early recovery and they want to do all the things. Mm-hmm. Because they're in recovery, they feel good. They're like, I can do everything now.
And like you said, you want to fill your schedule.
Yes.
You want to stay busy and stay occupied, which is totally understandable. But
not everyone is built to do something similar. Like I did do treatment and Twin Cities Rise and like be able to actually do it both at the same time and like take something from both at the same time. Because not everyone can do that.
Yeah, it puts it's a lot of stress to do both of those. So congratulations to you, that's for sure. And
I was definitely tired at the end of the day.
You had to be wiped.
It's an investment.
So I love what the outreach team has put in place and updated our policy for that. Because at the end of the day, it's really about making sure we can serve risers in the best possible way. And so, like, Twin Cities Rise is going to be here. And so we'd rather you get to stability or some level of stability before we add in. Because our program is not the easiest thing. It is a lot of investment of time and thought, and the emotional intelligence alone is an emotional journey
that's its own thing
by itself. And so on top of recovery, so a big part of the policies, again, wasn't about being restrictive, but it really was about how do we make sure we best serve people and in the best way. And what we found is doing them together is not the best way to serve someone.
No, and I think, too, having that conversation with somebody, you get to know them even more before they even start. So you know what they're getting into. You know them. They know you.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so you're going to already have that connection with that person.
Indeed.
Yeah. And I will say your mention about emotional intelligence and that being a journey. I will say, like, the folks who do successfully complete a treatment program and then they apply for Twin Cities Rise and it's like that next step, they do brilliantly in our program because they have they've already like started that journey of self-awareness. Obviously, recovery is all about self-awareness.
Sure is.
And so like you've already started that path and that inner transformation work. And so sometimes it's just really cool to see people in recovery just like thrive and really like have that just like explosion in Twin Cities Rise because they really are already on that journey, so it makes a lot of sense as the next step.
And it makes it exciting for us on our end when we see someone in their early recovery get there, find their long-term recovery, and then utilizing you guys and your organization to take that next step. It's really cool to see. And we've also had other staff members come from Twin Cities Rise as well.
Is that right?
Yeah, we had Justin Fuller Green. He was a certified peer recovery specialist for us for a while. We had Kristen. She came. Oh, I forget her last name. Kristen. She was an intern with us for quite a while too. So we get a lot of people from Twin Cities Rise, and it's cool.
No, it is. It's really cool. And we thank you for your partnership at Minnesota Recovery Connection because, again, it is because of partners like you and employer partners that, again, that may be listening. That is how we make this thing work, where we can offer the training and the skills. It is our employer partnerships as well that makes it possible, to your point, for risers to end up with meaningful employment.
Yeah. So we're going to take our last break of our radio show, Redefining Recovery, a Recovery Revolution. And when we come back, we will finish up our conversation with Leila and Alex. Thanks for listening.
This guitar needs 6 strings, 'cause without it there's no song.
Welcome back to Redefining Recovery, a Recovery Revolution. I'm Sarah, your co-host for this week. And again, I'm with Leila and Alex from Twin Cities Rise. So Leila, we were talking about on the break that you guys have an event coming up.
Yes, yeah. So every summer and every winter, the Twin Cities Rise outreach team hosts a big free community event at Twin Cities Rise. So we just had our carnival in August, which was awesome.
We were there.
Yes, and you guys were there.
Yes.
Excuse me, which is another just awesome way that we partner, is just kind of collaborating in that way. But in the winter, in December, we have what's called the Gift of Communities. It's just a winter holiday event that's wide open to the community, open to our risers. We do Toys for Tots. We have professional photos with Santa, which is super fun. Yes, and we have a really exciting surprise this year with Santa. So we've got
cliffhanger.
Yeah. Just you'll have to show up and see what it is. We do crafts. We have a hot cocoa and candy bar, and then we have a holiday DJ. So it's a really fun time. We turn our whole office into winter wonderland. Yep, and so it's just a really nice time to connect. All partners are welcome. Anybody who wants to just drop by, learn about Twin Cities Rise, come be a part of the community. It's a really fun event.
When is it?
It's December 11th, which is a Thursday this year, from 4 to 7 p.m. So it's an evening event. But check us out on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. We post about it online, so you'll be able to see if you want to join us at that event.
And then what is your website if people want to go to your website and learn more about what you guys do?
It's twincitiesrise.org. So it's RISE. twincitiesrise.org.
I feel like I stumped them for a half a second.
We had to think about it.
I saw Alex give me that look, and she's like, what is it?
What is our...
twincitiesrise.org.
Now we got it.
There we go. Just because I know some people like to check out the websites and look at your mission and vision and
definitely
learn about your organization that
way.
For
sure.
Too.
And if you are a job seeker, if you're looking for employment, just click job seekers and you'll get all the information about our career trainings we talked about today, and you can apply online. It takes 2 minutes to apply. It's a really simple form.
Very simple.
Yeah. Made it easy.
That takes nothing.
Yeah. You can afford 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
I would hope
change your life.
I would hope so.
We would invite you for that. 2 minutes to change your life. I mean, that return on investment is amazing.
Yes.
I feel like that was a commercial right there.
Yeah. She had that one in her back pocket.
I know. She was ready. Maybe you guys need to do TV commercials.
Oh, no.
We've been down that path, and we will not go down that path anytime
never
soon.
Mind. Yes, never mind. But that was a really good line. I might
2 minutes to change your life.
It
I
came
might
off the
steal
cuff.
that from you.
By all means, take it. Take it. It just came out of the...
It's not patent.
I didn't know, right? You can use it. You can use it.
Thank
2
you.
minutes.
So you talked about wanting to discuss something else at the...
Oh, yeah. So, I just think there's a lot of folks applying for our program nowadays that are looking for a job, but they're not quite sure what the next step is. And so I always like to just a little bit of like education around what I've learned from my personal experience. if you are a job seeker and you just need an immediate opportunity, if you need part-time employment, if you're just looking for immediate job placement, there are lots of resources out there that support that. And Career Force would be like a one-stop shop. Have you ever been to the Career Force?
I haven't.
Center?
I
Okay.
have not, but I've heard of them.
Yeah, Career
they're
Force,
really good.
Yes, and it's a hub in the state of Minnesota. It's that main hub where you can go in person, you can meet with a navigator, and you can also really get a landscape of there's so many different training programs out there, right?
Yeah.
Workforce development. So you can kind of get a landscape of what's offered, but they can also help you with that like immediate job search.
Oh, okay.
So where Twin Cities Rise comes in is really just like that long-term career development. And so what we find is like it's best if the job seeker, you can come to us if you're unemployed, but if you're working part-time and you're kind of in a job that is low-paying, or if you're feeling stuck and you need to develop your skills to really move, kind of break that cycle from job to job and into that
Something
career-oriented, yes, that career-oriented, meaningful employment, that's kind of where we come in as an organization. So I always like to clarify that because there's lots of folks who are applying for our jobs for our
For your
programs.
jobs, huh?
We do have a couple job openings, so check it out.
Please do.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just they're applying for our program, and sometimes there's a surprise that our program is a long-term investment of that 8 weeks. And then we actually work with folks up to 2 years, which we didn't mention earlier, which with our coaching, where you actually don't graduate from our program until you've been on the job working in your meaningful employment for 1 year is when we invite you to come back.
That happened to me too.
You rang the bell?
I did not ring the bell. No. But I remember that it was like once I hit my year.
You hit 1 year and you graduated.
I did, but nothing.
You don't have a ring?
I do.
A class ring.
Okay, so you
got
got
a class
you got
ring.
the riser ring, okay, but
We
you
will
didn't ring the
follow
bell.
up with you
Absolutely
offline.
will,
I did not
Leila.
ring any bell.
The bell ringing ceremony is
I think
important.
I was probably working.
Yeah,
probably
so we
was.
do.
We
That
do
actually
that,
happens
yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
People are like, "I can't make it. I'm working." We're like, "Good for you."
Yeah,
Good for
that's
you.
probably
Good
what happened.
for you.
I think
Long
I
as you got your riser ring,
Yes,
that makes
I
me
did.
that
I
makes
think
me
I
smile.
did get asked about the bell, but I was working.
Okay, next time you come
fair.
into Twin Cities Rise,
You want me to ring the bell?
we are
Please
going to
do.
have
Okay.
a bell ringing ceremony for you.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank
Absolutely. Yeah, now that we know.
That's
Thank
an
you.
important milestone.
That's a very important milestone.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
a few times it happened when I was like doing my cohort there, and it was cool to see someone get to that point.
Get to the bell. Yeah.
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 That's really a celebration of not just like the year of full-time employment, but just like your personal journey and how far you've come and
Well,
all
and
the
the
things
difference that you all make in somebody's life too. You know what I mean? Like, because I did like the graduation thing because it was right before COVID hit, and my dad, my dad's an emotional person, but I've not seen him cry very often.
Did he cry
he
at your
cried.
ceremony?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
because of like what Twin Cities Rise did for me
Yeah.
in my journey in finding myself in a way too, with the emotional intelligence and all that stuff. But yeah,
And he saw the change in
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
so you guys make a difference, not just for the job part of it, which is huge because the way the world is right now,
Right.
but just the personal growth that somebody does.
No, thanks for sharing that, and we do appreciate that. I'd like to say our goal is
Yeah.
definitely to, again, make sure people are empowered and employed, and
Yeah.
the empowered piece is the big thing. And we've had several graduations where it's the dad, the mom,
Yes,
the
the teacher.
grandmother, in fact,
sure.
that show up where they had gone through it, and then now they're introducing it to a different generation of family. And so we pride ourselves on being, helping generations
Yeah.
get to the next level and rising to their full potential.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
And
See, you guys do great work.
You're our biggest cheerleader.
Right?
I really am because, well, just from what I went through, but just seeing like the type of interns that we get from Twin Cities Rise,
Wow.
or the way Justin was when he worked with us, it does make a difference when you come from a place that you have that community, you get those skills, not just the job skills, but that emotional intelligence. It truly makes a difference.
One of our graduates told me recently, like, yes, I was able to level up in my career, and that was what I came for, to Twin Cities Rise, but it also helped me become a better mother and a better sister and a better friend. And I think those relationships, like, we're more than what we do for a career. We're human
Yes.
beings, and I think that's that quality of connection that we have with ourselves is how we relate to others.
And I am a big talker. about self-care and like taking care of yourself, because it's huge, and knowing yourself. I'd say that's my team all the time. Take care of yourself, because if you can't show up for yourself,
Correct.
you can't show up for work.
That's
1,000%.
You
That
know?
is correct.
And so my biggest thing is always taking care of yourself.
And I think that's a very valid point, because one of the things, like in the spirit of like this, burnout is a badge and things, it's like, no, it's like,
not.
it's not.
Trust me,
it's
it's
not
not.
a badge of honor. And so being able to care and take care of you is the key, because you can't model that for somebody else, or at least convince them that it's worthy if you don't do it for yourself. So that's fair.
Well, thank you, ladies, for joining me today on Redefining Recovery, a Recovery Revolution.
It's been an honor.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a good week.